You've unlocked a Roundtable.
Hello, and welcome to Lost Levels Roundtable discussion of Transformers Age of Extinction. With me, as always, is Alex.
Hey, how you doing?
We had the opportunity to watch this movie.
Opportunity is such a wrong word to use.
We had the pleasure?
We watched it.
Okay.
Opportunity sounds like it's a present. Like, hey, we have the chance to do it. Let's take advantage of it.
Okay, so you're saying that we weren't really excited to see this movie?
No, were you? I feel like you watched it just for this, and I kind of did the same thing.
Yeah, honestly, I can watch bad movies and walk away from them still saying, it was a bad movie, but I enjoyed it. So before I get into my final review of Age of Extinction, let's talk about that really quickly. But here, just to let you know about roundtable discussions on Lost Level, they are fully spoilerific. We go into,
I like that word, spoilerific.
We go into all the spoilers. We don't hide anything, just because sometimes it's just easier to talk without trying to hide some of the things.
Yeah, you don't want just try and tiptoe around some of the key plot points.
Right, and this movie, we kind of just didn't want to just do a normal review on it because we want to be just talk about it and not have to worry about saying something. So, Transformers Age of Extinction, a brief synopsis of the movie. A mechanic and his family kind of join the Autobots as they are targeted by a bounty hunter from another world.
Yeah, that's about it.
So, that's a quick synopsis. I mean, Marky Mark is in this movie.
Yeah.
Taking over.
Marky Mark's the mechanic / inventor.
He's more of an inventor. I don't know. The IMDb, I just read the synopsis on the IMDb, and they said mechanic. I guess they didn't want to give away that he's an inventor.
That's not really a key point to any of it.
I don't know. But yes, he is an inventor. He invents a lot of stuff that has not made any money. They're losing his farm.
Yeah, it's mainly like shitty robots that don't do what they're supposed to do. It's like if a Roomba were to like kill your dog accidentally. Like, that's what he makes.
DJ Roomba?
Yes, DJ Roomba.
Yes. DJ Roomba
for all you Park and Recreation fans out there.
Sorry, I got a little too excited for that one. But yes, taking over the lead role from Shia LaBeouf in the new Transformers movie is Marky Mark, playing a completely different character, but his name is Cade Yeager. What a horrible name.
It is a bad name.
It's just a dumb name, like Cade Yeager.
Kind of like Shia LaBeouf.
Shia LaBeouf is amazing. Let's not talk about him because he's not in this movie. And maybe I would have liked this movie had he been in this movie. Oh, did I just give away what I thought about this movie? Damn it.
The spoilers.
All right. Let's. We talked about the story. What's wrong with this movie?
It's 3 hours too long.
It is way too long. I've never... Okay. It's really hard for me to go to an action movie, like a popcorn flick, during the summer and walk out bored and looking at my watch every 5 minutes, waiting for it to be over.
Yeah.
This is an action film. This is supposed to just be mindless entertainment. And there is so much shit on the screen blowing up around you. These Transformers or these robots are punching each other and no one cares. And it's dumb, mindless, not even fun entertainment. It's just...
Exactly.
It's just there.
I saw this movie on a Monday it was about 5 o'clock. I slept to noon.
Mm-hmm.
Slept to noon because I'm a successful adult. And slept to noon, saw the movie around 5. And about the hour and a half mark, 2 hour mark, I was falling asleep in the theater watching this. I had no purpose to be tired,
right?
But this movie was making me fall asleep.
And how can a Michael Bay movie put you to sleep?
I don't know. I think it's because like he doesn't care about the action anymore. The action is kind of like in the background while they have shitty dialogue.
Yeah,
like most of the movie is actually them talking while they're fighting, and neither the dialogue or the action is important. It doesn't drive any of the story forward.
Well, okay, that's a huge part of it. The other part of it too is like, okay, I'll get out of the way saying this movie is better than the other three, just because it's a little bit more focused as opposed to the other ones. The dialogue has always been an atrocious nightmare in these Transformers movies.
Yes.
And the way that Michael Bay portrays the human characters has always been just he doesn't relate to humans very well.
Right. They're very caricature-esque.
Yeah, they're always just this huge caricature as opposed to somebody that you can relate to.
Mm-hmm.
And this movie does a better job than the previous three, but still is very bad.
Yes.
At portraying humans.
Yes.
That people that you can't interact with and
Yes.
or people you don't care about.
Here's the thing: I cared about one character.
And that was?
That was his friend who died at the very beginning.
Oh, T.J. Miller.
Yes.
Lucas or whatever his name was.
Yes.
Okay.
Because he was comic relief, and that was the only thing that really had me enjoy any part of the movie because he made me laugh, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to seek some enjoyment out of this movie. Then he died like half an hour, 45 minutes into the flick.
Yeah. And surprisingly, too, because I kind of expected everybody to live during these type of movies, but no, he actually dies. And
it's not... There's no point to him dying either. It wasn't like any like huge sacrifice. You didn't like feel like this was like, okay, we have to avenge him or anything. It's just they're like, okay, he's dead now. Bye.
Yeah, and you forget about him
Yeah.
because you're so bored by the second act or halfway through the second act.
Mm-hmm.
You're just like, oh, I forgot he died. Was that like 2 hours ago?
Where's the funny redhead dude? Like the guy from Silicon Valley.
Yeah, like I don't get it, man. Like he just doesn't know how to write characters, and even for that matter, the Transformers you don't give a shit about either. Like they introduce, I think 3 or 4 new Transformers into this movie
Mm-hmm.
from the old movies. You see previous Transformers getting destroyed, ones from the other movies, and brutally like murdered.
Yes,
pretty much. And they're like, "No, I'm an Autobot. Don't kill me," and they're just fucking killing them. And it's like, whoa, dude, that's kind of crazy.
Yeah,
but you still don't care.
No,
because you never got attached to them in the previous movies.
I was like, was this one in the previous movie? I had to have my friend like, no, he was in the other ones. Like, oh, okay.
And then, but you still don't care.
No,
I mean, then they introduce new ones, and they're just the characters of whatever Michael Bay wants to do. Like, hey, we haven't had a samurai yet.
Yeah,
let's just have a samurai robot.
Yes, I felt they were at least more distinguished than the other ones, and they stood out more as different characters, which I think was always a problem with the previous ones. Like they all Transformers just kind of looked similar and kind of became the same in my mind. Outside of the staple ones like Optimus Prime and Bumblebee and Megatron, but outside of that, they all were just kind of the same to me. And for this one, they were more distinguished, but that didn't really necessarily make me like them more.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't care about him because he can't write human characters. He can't write robot characters. So, like, you don't care. I mean, you don't give a shit about these guys. You had a fat John Goodman guy who was playing John Goodman. Yeah. Essentially, with, a beard, always smoking a fake cigar and just shooting shit and saying shit. It's like, all right, that's cool. I don't care about you.
What happened to him? That's the thing. Did he die?
No, they all lived.
That's right, they all lived. But, like, remember there was that one battle that he was just going balls out in, I guess. And then he's like, oh, I can't go on. They're like, no, we need you to fight. And then
Optimus came.
And then we just completely forgot about him. And then he just kind of, that's right, he just kind of wandered in again at the end. Like, oh, okay, he's still there.
Yeah, because Optimus came riding on the back of a dinosaur.
Oh, my God.
To save the day.
And ruin the movie even more.
Yeah, it's basically Michael Bay bored to the point of what can we throw in these fucking movies at this point?
It was Michael Bay wet dream.
It was an absolute Michael Bay wet dream. And speaking of like Michael Bay wet dreams, I want to live in his world for like a week or two, just because there's supermodels everywhere you look. Every girl is sexualized. If I pull up to my where I work, my place of business. And I am greeted by 3 long-legged girls in short skirts and business suits with, high heels and just greeting me all supermodel hot. I can live in that world.
Yeah, I don't get that. I get a few girls that think they're too good for everything, and I get girls that are beat down and done with life at work. But I want the hot girls at work.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I want to live in Michael Bay's universe. I don't mind if occasional buildings explode up around me. If I look out of my corner of my eye, I'll see another hot girl. It doesn't matter.
Yes.
Like,
yes.
look at that girl. That girl's hot.
Yes, we had a very good text conversation about this. I'm like, no, Chris, you live in Chicago. Your chance of dying goes up like 1,000%.
Right.
And you were just like, yes, but getting with a hot chick goes up like 1,000,000%. And I'm like, touche, sir. Touche.
It's true. Like random crowd shots in this movie where they'll just pan the camera around to get crowd reactions as shit's blowing up all over the place. Again, supermodels just looking at explosions everywhere. Michael Bay cannot cast ugly people.
No.
He refuses to. And then he sexualizes young adults, teens even.
Yeah. Yes. Ones that he specified in the movie was under the age of consent.
And played by Nicola Peltz, which was previously in the horrible Avatar movie by M. Night Shyamalan.
So she fits right in this universe.
So yeah, she was a horrible actress in that. Michael Bay gives her another chance in this just because she's an attractive young teen that should not be as attractive as a young teen because she's at the filming, I would say 17 in this movie.
17.
She's 19 now, so she was 17 when they were filming this movie.
Yeah.
And he totally just sexualizes the hell out of her in this, to the point it's like, I feel dirty looking at this girl at this point. And it's
And
like,
you should.
what the hell, man? So I can understand Megan Fox, she's of age, and the Victoria's Secret supermodel in there.
Yeah.
Before that or after that, totally understand it. She's of age. But come on, Michael Bay. Let's not do that.
Yes.
That's weird.
That's not condoned statutory.
Yeah. So there's just so much wrong with this movie. I can't think of very many things that are right. The characters don't have any arcs. I mean, Mark Wahlberg, even at the end of it, okay, he's a brilliant scientist, supposedly, who hasn't made shit that makes him any money. He's broke. So you would think the logical step for him would be to invent something towards the end of the movie that is beneficial and makes money and will save his farm and all of that stuff. No, he gets saved.
The farm blows up.
The farm blows up. Stanley Tucci's character says, "Oh wait, you don't have a home to go to. I'll buy you one because I'm a billionaire. What up?"
And Marky Mark's biggest accomplishment in this movie was finding a gun.
Yes, finding an alien weapon to just shoot and to be mad at the 18-year-old girl's boyfriend.
Yes.
And
who dropped his.
Who drops his.
And didn't bother picking it up again.
Again, who has no arc whatsoever except saving them on the farm with his little race rocket car.
He replaces the funny character that dies, essentially.
Yes.
Yes. And he sometimes has an accent, not all the time, sometimes.
He's selective when he wants to use his accent.
He was on screen for about half an hour before I realized, oh, he's supposed to be English or Australian?
Irish, I think.
Irish?
I think it was supposed to be Irish.
He's supposed to have an accent that isn't American.
And yet he doesn't.
Oh, that's right. Irish, because they call him Lucky Charms. That's right.
So Marky Mark and him are battling because Marky Mark doesn't approve of him dating his daughter. And his arc should be to earn Marky Mark's respect. But in several scenes, the boyfriend is just a complete wuss and does not deserve...
And a douchebag.
Yeah, and does not deserve any respect from anybody, let alone Marky Mark's by the end of the movie.
He somehow gains Marky Mark's respect at the end of the movie.
Yeah, because it's shitty writing.
Yeah.
It's completely shitty writing. Mm-hmm. There's no reason he should have Marky Mark's respect. It's like, dude, you fucking wussed out the whole entire time we were out there.
You told a sword out of Optimus's chest. That's about it.
Congratulations. And you weren't even supposed to be there.
Yes.
So, yeah, it's really bad. Stanley Tucci's character is supposed to be like this Steve Jobs, brilliant guy who
finds, was it transformium?
Yes.
It's okay.
It's what the Transformers are made of.
Yes, essentially it's a metal that transforms, and that's what killed the dinosaurs, by the way. Just so you get reference for the name of this movie, Age of Extinction, this transformium kills the dinosaurs, and they're able to... Stanley Tucci basically figures out how to program it so it transforms the way you're supposed to.
Which is some of the shittiest CGI I've seen in a big-budget movie that I've seen in a long time.
It's lazy. I honestly think they did that out of laziness.
Yeah.
Like, the way the Transformers just go into tiny little Rubik's Cubes, like, they didn't want to actually animate them transforming in a way that made sense. We're like, fuck it, they're just have these particle effects that go around and go from one thing to another, and it kind of sets up that they're supposed to be more powerful because there are all these little bits and pieces that can just mold around and not be destroyed, just kind of shift place and be fine. Yet there's like a dozen plus of these Transformers that are just getting the shit kicked out of them by regular Transformers. And
they die so easily.
Yeah.
I mean, they're just cannon fodder. They're like the red shirts in Star Trek. They're just there to die.
Yeah.
And you're right. They're supposed to be this invincible transformium bullshit metal.
But you see John Goodman.
They just get destroyed like nothing.
Tons of them out.
And John Goodman getting hit all the time by like all these fire and stuff like that. And he's fine. No. He's good. But all these other ones are just shit. It's the laziest CGI I've seen in a big budget movie in a long time. Mm-hmm. Surprisingly. Because, Michael Bay is known for anything, decent effects, explosions everywhere. But now he's just even lazy with his action. It's like, what? There's nothing good from this movie.
No.
I don't understand it. I can't get over the fact that like no one has a character arc that makes any fucking sense. Nobody does. I mean, even like Optimus Prime, he's captured and he lets loose the Dinobots, and
that just kind of appear. Like they don't really explain it all that much.
They're like these legendary Transformer guys who are caught up on the bounty ship, and he saves them and says, "Help me, and then you're free." It's like, motherfucker.
And they're like, "No, we'll eat you." And he punches one in the face. We're like, "Okay, we'll help you."
Yeah,
because there's 3 of us and 1 of you, and we could probably easily take you down if we teamed up against you. But we're just going to have you fight 1-on-1.
And they're giant fucking robots. They're
like twice the size of Megatron.
At least twice the size of like Optimus Prime, and like these are huge guys who would just stomp on anybody and be like done with it. Do you think and they're like these old school guys? Do you think they're going to give any shit about like Optimus Prime?
No, they're going to be like, "Thanks for freeing us. Peace."
Yeah, peace out, homie. I am out.
We're going to eat some humans.
Yeah, we're just going to fuck up shit. We're just going to try to get off this goddamn world. I'm going to take this spaceship that you guys took, and we're going to get the fuck out of here because we don't give a shit about Earth. We don't give a fuck about anything of this. Mm-hmm. We're out. No, because of Optimus's great leadership, he punches them in the face, as you said, and Grimlock says, "Okay, you can ride my back into battle."
And when the other 2 Transformers are just kind of there showing like, "Oh yeah, we'll watch Optimus fight these 2. We don't want to get into this because that would be a lot more CGI, and why create a compelling action scene? Granted, the action scene had no fucking purpose to begin with, but why make it compelling and interesting when it's just could be Optimus punching one in the face and holding his sword against its horn?"
Yes, and
because that's really threatening.
Michael Bay is obsessed with Optimus having a sword throughout the movies, so now he gives him like a medieval sword to ride on back of a T-Rex. Yes, it's as ridiculous as
honestly, that is ridiculous 80s action when you think about it.
It really is.
But Michael Bay, we've evolved past that. Like, that is shit that I would have enjoyed in a cartoon when I was 3 or 4. But now that I'm an adult, legally, I don't. That doesn't have the same appeal. Unless it's tongue in cheek, like Blood Dragon, Far Cry Blood Dragon.
Right. Okay.
This was serious.
This was very serious, and I will say this really quickly. The person that I was sitting next to was an adult. I would say my age, so about 90s, 80s, around there.
No, seriously, how old was he?
He was like 30s, 40s.
Okay.
Family with him, like 5 kids, mom sitting next to him, and he was into this movie. Like, Transformers would be slow motion, like transforming, like panning over the guys' heads and everything. Be like, "Oh, that's awesome." That came out of his mouth, and by this point it was like the second act into the third act. And like I'm just waiting for this movie to be over. And he was engaged, fully engaged. Like, "Oh, that's cool." It's like, no, man. Like, no, that's not cool. You are the problem. You are why Michael Bay is going to make a 5th one. God damn it. And some people like it, man. Like even like scrolling up, because I have the IMDb open so I can see the actors' names and everything like that. I'm doing a little cheat sheet here. It's split. You know, it's honestly, it's out of 10, it's at a 6.4 here on IMDb, which is more than half people liking this movie. So,
well, I mean, it's not necessarily liking it, but I mean,
I don't.
It's people saying it's average and people liking it, and there's also who saying it's shit. But
Yeah.
you have to determine what scale they're going on. Are they saying
It's better than the last one, so that's
Yeah.
good, right? It's making a shit ton of money again.
Of course it is.
People want to see it.
There's nothing else out, though.
Yeah, that's true. So, yeah.
Honestly, the only reason I went is because, well, you asked me to go see it so we could review it for this.
But then I watched it.
Then you watched it and it said, never mind. I go, thank Christ. But before you said never mind, I went with my friend Tyler. Before you said never mind, I was talking to Tyler. I'm like, hey, you were going to hang out Monday. And I'm like, yeah, by the way, I kind of have to go see, Transformers Extinction for the podcast. You want to go see? He's like, yeah, sure, I guess. I'm like, all right. He's like, we'll think about it. I'm like, okay, that's fine. Like, I don't have to see it with you. I could, bear it by myself some other time. But quite literally, there was nothing else to see. So we're like, fine, fuck it, let's go see this.
This 8-hour movie.
Yeah.
I've never.
No, here's the worst part is, at the 2-hour mark, there was a power surge at our theater, and the film just stopped. Like, the lights went on, the film stopped.
That's how the movie should have ended in real life.
And we're like, thank Christ, it's done for us right now. Or like, we should just go. We should get the free movie pass, and we should just go.
Uh-huh.
But me and Ty have the same problem. If we start watching a movie,
You need to finish it.
we have to finish it. Despite how bad it is, we have to know how it ends.
Right.
So we're like, and Tyler's like, no. He's like, we should just go. He's like, no, because I can't go through this other 2 hours again just to see the ending. I'm like, crap, you're right. So we waited for the movie to come back on, and we suffered for another hour.
Yeah, and but okay, to the Michael, I won't even say Michael Bay's defense, but like to the biggest fuck you in cinematic, I would say not the biggest, but one of the biggest fuck yous in cinematic history. Optimus Prime decides, you know what, I can just go into space without needing a spaceship, and just flies off into space and goes to meet his makers.
Yeah,
and it's like, wait a minute, they needed spaceships to get around everywhere.
Yep.
He doesn't need a spaceship all of a sudden.
Mm-mm.
Oh, he's just. But in the second movie, he needed like all of his equipment from his trailer to fly.
Mm-hmm.
He needed all that shit, but now he just fuck it. I got rockets.
Yeah.
He's like R2D2. I got rockets, bitch. I'm flying, and I'm going into the fucking atmosphere. I'm going into the universe, flying without a fucking spaceship.
Yeah.
Fuck you, audience.
It was very Superman-esque. It was very Superman-esque how that happened. You're like, oh, yeah, I guess. I mean, it was actually when you think about it, because Superman originally was just able to leap buildings in a single bound.
Yeah.
It wasn't until, I think, the 80s or the 90s, maybe earlier, but
It was earlier, yeah.
Until he officially flew. But yeah, it's just kind of like, oh, you know what? Why the fuck not now?
Yeah, at this point, he's like, fuck it. I don't care
He's already
anymore.
been resurrected from robot heaven.
Yes.
Let's make him fly now. He has
But
Jesus powers. Jesus flies,
he
right?
didn't fly at all. And all of a sudden, he starts flying, let alone into the goddamn universe, where every part of this movie is all about them flying in ships.
Yeah.
In all of their fucking movies, he established they need ships to get around.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
Not Optimus. Flies into space.
Yes.
What?
I don't know. I really don't know.
I was so like, okay, I was pissed off already by the 2 hour mark, because I needed this movie to be over, because it was just, I've never been so bored in my life. And then Optimus flies into space and the credits roll. God damn it. Like, seriously?
Yeah.
seriously?
It's
And now it's set up for a Transformers 5 where they're all going to be off-world. Thank God there's going to be no human characters.
oh no, they're going to find a way to shoehorn human characters into there.
They're going to fly off into space too?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
human, just like, hey, guess what?
No.
Marky Mark's like, he'll invent something. Marky Mark will invent something that humans could fly into space.
No. Honestly, they're probably just going to lift up the humans and fly them out there because
Without suits.
Yeah. No, because fucking humans are invincible in this. Have you seen how much they're being tossed around like rag dolls? Like, me and Tyler are sitting there going, do you know how many broken bones they should have right now? They should get a stretcher to take them to the hospital after this. Like, they're seriously fucked up. No, humans are invincible in his mind, unless you get hit by a metal bomb like the redhead funny guy.
Oh, the redhead funny guy should have been dead by getting hit by that thing. Just been straight up dead.
Yeah.
You got hit by like was it punched by a transformer or something?
Oh no, yeah, when he got hit in the head.
very-
No, but I'm talking about the metal bomb that killed him.
Oh, the metal bomb. Oh yeah,
The thing that killed all the dinosaurs.
Well, that's a stupid ass thing. Yeah, whatever. That was so dumb too.
Yeah.
Like seriously, a metal bomb. Sorry, there's so much anger. Okay, your thoughts on the Dinobots, quickly.
They were shoehorned into there. Like, I felt they had no purpose. They're kind of like, oh, legendary warriors, and here they are. And
How come they didn't fly off into space?
dinosaurs can't fly, except for the pterodactyl one.
Neither can Optimus Prime, but no, he did. These are legendary robots. They should be able to fly. They should be able to do shit.
I know, and here's the thing: there's the pterodactyl one that did fly, and they actually could have utilized that for some plot point in the movie. I forget what at this point, but they're like, they have a pterodactyl one. Why don't they just talk to him so they could do this? I forget what it was because I'm trying to forget this movie.
They were trying that nuclear bomb or whatever.
Yeah.
They need to get the nuclear bomb to some off in the forest somewhere, so if it explodes, it doesn't kill everybody in Tokyo.
Yes, just give it to that thing. It's safe.
Give it to one of the Transformers. Instead, you have the humans carrying it around.
Yeah.
The most fragile of your group.
Mm-hmm.
Your human. Well, I guess as you just said, the humans are invulnerable, so maybe are invincible. So maybe that's why they gave it to the humans.
Yeah.
Because they used the cheat code for invincibility.
Yeah, up, down, down, left, right, B.A. start.
And the human. That's why they gave it. That makes sense. Okay, I take it back, Michael Bay. Genius thinking. Sorry. Yeah. There's so many fucking problems with this movie. Like, okay, the legendary guys, instead of flying off into space, because they probably don't want to be on Earth anymore. Realistically, no, they trample off into the forest.
Yeah.
It's like, wait a minute, why are you guys still dinosaurs? Why don't you guys just change back into your original states?
That's the thing. They stayed dinosaur form. Like, why didn't they transform until to their fighting mode?
And take the spaceship and then fly off to their actual home world where they probably want to go.
Right.
Not like we're going to be in the middle of your forests recreating Jurassic Park for you because we have nothing better to do. It makes no fucking sense. None of this movie makes fucking sense. It's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen. A child could have written this movie.
We're going to have a CIA-like organization team up with a bounty hunter transformer to take out other transformers because that's going to turn out well. Frasier, you're an idiot.
Yeah. There's so much wrong. Like, I don't even know what to... I'm done.
I don't think... I'm not sure how much longer we can rip on this movie, but we probably can go on for another couple hours.
We should go on for 3 hours, just like Michael Bay made us sit through this fucking movie, and make everybody else sit through this podcast for 3 hours.
We should just literally just do a Mystery Science 3000 theater.
A riff track.
Yes, exactly.
Of that.
Exactly, because...
It's just mind-numbingly stupid. Like, there's so much visual shit going on the screen that you don't even give a shit. You don't care. There's robots everywhere. It's like, all right. But then it just gets to the point that's not special anymore.
No, it's not. The action was just... It's them standing and shooting other robots. It's not in a cool fashion at all. It's
indistinguishable. There's just shit flying everywhere. And there's explosions everywhere you look. There's hot models and explosions. And if you want to sit through that for 3 hours, God bless you, but even that gets old.
It does.
So in real life, I wouldn't mind that as much, but in watching a movie for 3 hours, too much. So we've said pretty much everything we want to say about it. Is there anything else you possibly want to talk about?
Oh God, I don't think there's anything else we can say about this movie.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we've covered everything. We talked about the actors. We talked about him sexualizing a teenage girl.
We talked about no story arcs. We talked about shitty CGI.
Dinobots are pointless. Optimus Prime is Jesus. He could fly off into the stratosphere in the universe without a spaceship. Yeah, we've covered it. We've done everything. All right, final review or final thoughts on Transformers Age of Extinction. Out of 4.
I wish this was the extinction of the Transformer franchise. This Michael Bay's Transformer franchise.
Michael Bay's, yeah.
There's just, from start to finish, there's nothing but bad, except for one character that dies too early. The first 3 of these had some light-hearted
characters
to it, so it wasn't so just death and destruction and blah blah blah, but that was completely ripped out of this movie. It's all death and destruction, and it's just, that does not make for an entertaining movie. And there's nothing in this movie that makes it entertaining. It's poor CGI, poor dialogue, poor action. That's just, everything's just lazy about it, and it's just it's Michael Bay not giving a shit anymore. Honestly, I think it comes to that. He's like, what can I do which I think would be cool? Well, this, but it won't be cool because I'm Michael Bay. So, half a star?
All right, half a star out of 4.
Half a star out of 4?
All right, fair enough. I had to agree with pretty much everything you said. It's, I don't know. Even with the last movies, like as we kind of touched on earlier, human characters are not characters; they're caricatures of what Michael Bay thinks is funny. He loves Asian milk apparently, because he has a dude drinking it in the last movie. He has Stanley Tucci drinking it in this movie out of the little juice box.
Oh yeah. But at least they were in Hong Kong, so it makes some sense.
But he just loves that stuff apparently. I don't know, like there's product placement everywhere you look in this whole.
Oh my god, the Beats headphones. That was atrocious. Oh,
the Victoria's Secret bus that gets hit. I mean, there's this non-stop product placement everywhere you look in this movie. It's so obnoxiously overdone. I do feel that Michael Bay is bored with doing these movies at this point, because he's just throwing anything and everything up on the screen at this point and does not give a shit. Stuff that he's established in previous films, he says, fuck you, Optimus Prime is flying into space. Doesn't give a shit. He needs to not do these movies anymore.
He needs to not do movies anymore.
You know what? I don't mind him trying to make movies that are, explosions and all that shit and the hot models everywhere. That's fine. Don't make franchises out of those movies. Make them about 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and I'll probably watch it just for shits and giggles. I mean, I enjoy, some of his movies. I enjoy Armageddon as a guilty pleasure. I enjoy The Rock. There's movies that I like from Michael Bay. Even The Island I liked. I thought.
Yeah, I enjoy. I enjoy that. I enjoy The Rock. I enjoy Armageddon. Yes, it's the franchises which are the issues.
There are movies from Michael Bay that I enjoy. Bad Boys, another great movie. Like I enjoy those films. They're entertaining. They're not great by any means. There are characters, but they're a little bit more focused as opposed to what he's done with these Transformer movies. And they've been so batshit crazy that we're just getting dumber and dumber as we go. And he needs to take a break. And no more. Let's move on. Let's put another director in the seat and just completely reboot this Transformers thing and not see Optimus in space flying off to meet his creators or whatever the hell he's going to do in his fourth one. But they're going to, or the fifth one, I guess. They're going to make it.
Yeah.
This movie made an ass ton of money last week. I think this week it didn't do as well, but there's really nothing going against it because it's July 4th weekend.
Yeah. People aren't really
so it'll still make some money, I'm sure. Overseas they do really well too. So
yeah. Well, it's probably going to do well in Hong Kong. And my friend Tyler was talking about how a lot more movies are being placed in China because our market is exploding in China right now. Like, a lot of American movies are doing really well in China, so they're trying to put China more and more into American movies. So that's why he feels there's a big portion of the movie that takes place in Hong Kong and China.
Yeah, and you know what? A side note really quickly. John Cleese came out about the new Bond movies and kind of said that like it's trying to appeal to the Hong Kong audience. And that's why we've seen Bond change to this more action-adventure type of person. It's a really good article. I'll send it to you after. But, yeah, I mean, you're right. I think we're trying to cater to that audience a little bit more. But, like, Michael Bay doesn't give a shit. This movie's atrocious. It's hard for me to give it 1 star. You know what? Fuck it. I'm going half a star like you did. It's that bad. We bitched about it the whole entire time. There's nothing redeeming from this movie. Nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing that I walked away from this movie thinking like, all right, well, at least that it had this.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
Oh.
Not a damn thing.
Yeah.
It's that sad. All right. Share your thoughts with us. If you guys agree, if you disagree, let us know. You know, Chris at lostlevel.com, Alex at lostlevel.com, podcasts at lostlevel.com. Shoot us an email real quick. Go on our Twitter, twitter.com/thelostlevel. And then tweet us about that, or go on our Facebook page, twitter.com/lostlevel. And then that's how you can reach us on there. Alex, how can we reach you?
Well, my personal Twitter account is Alex Sandberg, AlexSanberg. Or, as Chris said earlier, you just email me directly at the website, alex@lostlevel.com.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of ways to reach us. We really appreciate if you told a friend about our podcast, or give us some stars, give us some ratings. Any way you can help out the podcast, we really appreciate it, because we really want to expand and grow. So, until next time, this is Chris.
This is Alex.
Talk to you guys later.
Bye.